In New York City, nearly 300,000 households could soon lose their food benefits. The reason is the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, a 940-page spending package President Donald Trump signed on July 4, 2025. We're going to break down what the law does, how it reshapes SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, and what it could mean for millions of New Yorkers.
The bill has two headline goals: make the 2017 tax cuts permanent and pump more money into border security. To help pay for those priorities, it makes the deepest reductions in history to Medicaid and SNAP. Supporters argue the cuts will spur growth and trim waste, but the Congressional Budget Office still expects the law to add more than $3 trillion to the deficit over the next decade.
So, how do the SNAP cuts work? They hinge on three big changes. First, and most significant, are tougher work rules. Until now, able-bodied adults without dependents had to work or train until age 54. The new law raises that ceiling to 64 and, for the first time, requires parents to meet work requirements once their youngest child turns 14. Those new rules alone are expected to push roughly 300,000 New York City households off the rolls. Second, the law rewrites how benefits are calculated. It removes a household's internet bill as a deductible expense, effectively making incomes look higher on paper and shrinking aid. It also tweaks utility allowances and limits future updates to the Thrifty Food Plan, the government's formula for pricing a basic diet, so benefits may no longer keep pace with grocery costs. Critics call it an internet or food dilemma. Third, the law shifts part of SNAP's cost to the states. The federal government has always covered the full benefit, but starting in a few years, states will have to shoulder a share. For New York, that's an extra $2.1 billion a year, money state officials may struggle to find without further cuts. The stakes are high. In New York City alone, 1.8 million people rely on SNAP, including more than 500,000 children and another 500,000 older adults. Every SNAP dollar pumped into the city generates about $1.50 in local spending, so cuts will ripple through grocery stores, bodegas, farmers markets, and the jobs they support. Food banks are already bracing for a surge in demand they may not be able to meet. Supporters of the law say the nation can't afford unchecked spending and that stricter rules will encourage employment. Opponents, including New York's governor, call it a false choice between tax cuts for the wealthy and food for the hungry, warning it will deepen poverty and food insecurity. As the new rules roll out, the policy debate will rage on. For hundreds of thousands of New Yorkers, though, the impact will be felt not in headlines or hearings, but at the dinner table.